this first lesson, we will describe your winter operations training requirements and look at why this training is so important. We'll also cover any changes to these procedures which have occurred since the publishing of this material. Your learning objectives for this lesson are listed here. For many years that even small accumulations of ice or snow on the airframe can catastrophically affect aircraft performance. This led to the introduction of the clean aircraft concept, a philosophy which insists the only acceptable level of contamination on critical surface is no contamination at all. Despite this, some flight crew still fail to appreciate just how little contamination is required to cause a significant deterioration in performance. In January of 2002, 5 occupants of a privately owned Challenger died when their aircraft attempted to take off with a light covering of hoar frost on one wing. Watch now the description of this accident and take serious note of just how little snow and frost on a wing surface can severely affect the performance of your aircraft.
This is a Bombardier Challenger 604. It's a Canadian-built, American-registered aeroplane. It was on a corporate flight. Arrived at Birmingham at about 8:40 in the evening on January the 3rd, 2002, with 3 passengers and 2 pilots on board. It was a night stop in Birmingham, followed by a planned departure at midday the following day. Overnight, the temperature dropped to an unusually cold -9 degrees Celsius, and there was quite a heavy frost. The crew arrived at this aeroplane at around 10:30 to 11 a.m., ready for the planned midday departure. Prior to their arrival, the handling agent had assessed, certainly from the left wing, that the aircraft would probably need de-icing, but didn't actually have a conversation about that with the crew, although he had it in the back of his mind that they would probably be asking him to arrange de-icing sometime that morning. Both pilots were seen independently to have conducted an external check of the aeroplane before going on board to do their pre-flight checks. As it happened, the passengers arrived at the aeroplane and were boarded, and no de-icing was asked for. Takeoff roll was apparently normal up to the point of rotation, but as the aircraft rotated, it started to roll quite rapidly to the left immediately, and that roll continued such that the left wingtip and winglet struck the edge of the runway. The aircraft continued to roll left, the nose of the aircraft hit the ground, and it basically cartwheeled and dragged itself across the centre of the airfield. The 5 occupants were all killed during the impact sequence. The Challenger's a high-performance business jet design, which has a supercritical wing design. It's intended to be most efficient in cruise flight. It's also got a very specialised shaped laminar flow wing leading edge. And any sort of roughness on the leading edge has been shown to produce a loss of lift of the order of 15 to 30% for even small amounts of accretion up to the size of fine sandpaper. From the eyewitnesses who were around the aeroplane that morning, we had a handling agent who had assessed that the left wing had a coating of ice, and we had a refueler who refueled the aircraft about 40 minutes or so prior to departure from the right-hand side, who indicated that the frost on the surface of the right wing had actually melted as the refueling process completed. And we were intrigued to find out the reason why there should be this melting when the temperature was still -2 degrees Celsius. And we noted that the aircraft was parked tail into wind, and that the exhaust from the auxiliary power unit actually exited the aircraft on the right-hand side of the fuselage. And one theory that we postulated was perhaps this exhaust gas, the warm gas, had been drifted forward by the wind and had actually managed to produce a sort of warming microclimate around the right wing. So we went to the manufacturer and got a test aircraft with some temperature probes. And we did actually prove during the course of the investigation that there is a temperature difference of 2 to 3 degrees Celsius between left and right wings caused by the interaction of the APU exhaust with the tailwind.
The key to operating safely is to obey the clean aircraft concept. But other factors such as ice or snow on the runway, or even a sufficiently cold, moist air mass can significantly reduce performance. So, you must learn to recognize and adjust these conditions. You must also know when and how your aircraft should be de-iced, and understand that even the best de-icing and anti-icing systems have their limitations. Finally, you'll have to rely on the skill and judgment of others to ensure that your aircraft is fit to fly. So close cooperation with your ground team is an essential link in the safety chain. All flight crew and ground crew must undergo initial training before they engage in winter operations and must undergo retraining every 12 months. This course comprises of 6 lessons. The first 5 cover generic principles. The 6th lesson, this is specific procedures applicable to your aircraft and company SOPs. De-icing and anti-icing is often carried out in difficult conditions, so the whole team must work to a common plan using defined procedures. These are set out in the documents listed here. Type-specific guidance is given in the aircraft and engine manufacturer's manual, and also in your own operations manual. This winter operations procedures are based on the best currently available information, but research is ongoing.